Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using the sketch from the A Cherry on Top sketch challenge for the week. I am using the January papers from the My Life 365 collection from Bella Blvd again, and this will most likely be my last layout with the January papers. I was going through my layouts after I completed this one, and it looks like I actually got 4 layouts from the January papers done, and then another 4 using the February one. So stay tuned for the layout shared to see all 4 of each of the layouts. So I'm surprised at how many I actually got done using such a limited amount of product. This was actually a great layout for what I have left. I just have a couple of scrap pieces left, but big enough that it'll work for this sketch. So I have one photo. The sketch wanted a 5x7 photo, but funny enough, I scrapbooked my winter 5x7 photo, I don't know, a couple days before the sketch came out. And so I decided to just stick with a 4x6 photo and kind of, cut down my base paper, the white there, and border it with the blue. Again, to limit the amount of space that I feel like I need to work with. So I am going to double mat my photo as well. The blue, I cut a little bit wider, again, to take up more space on the layout. I obviously didn't want it huge, but it just is another good way, 1, to make it stand out more, but then 2, take up more space. I decided the snowflake paper was too wide because the scrap piece of the other paper I'm going to use is not long because I have to be cognizant of the pattern here. So I am using this as my second piece of paper. You can see that that's all I have left. I wanted to keep that snowman separate because I thought about fussy cutting it. Don't for this layout, but I think it'll be a great, embellishment for another layout, hopefully, maybe. We'll see, it's going to be one of those things I'm going to hoard for quite some time probably and never get around to using, but I saved it at least. So for the layout, they had these film strips and I was excited because I have been using these a lot lately, a lot more than when I used them in the She Shed. So I love that being inside, I'm actually using more of my stash than I usually do. Just in time to go to maybe some expos, right? And buy some more stash. Who knows? My title, I decide I'm going to use January down at the bottom and then add the Hello Cold Days down there. I didn't love the penguin at the top, so instead I'm going to bring him down to kind of layer on top of the title and then use the smile tab and the mittens at the top. The sketch had splatters at the top, and I thought about using my sapphire glitter pen. I don't even know what they're called anymore, from Close to My Heart, but I brought in some, again, more of my stash, some clear stickers from Hip Kit Club. So I am going to end up using some of those because there were a couple of them that looked like splatters, which I was excited about. So just going to piece the layout back together kind of how I had it laid out already, embellishment clusters and everything. I am loving following along with the sketch challenges because they, not really having to come up with a layout on my own. I feel like I create it a lot faster. So it's been really good to, document those photos, be inspired, and just, quickly create a layout. After this sketch came out, I didn't have much time, but, I found 25 minutes. That's all it took me to then create the layout. And so Yeah, if you are strapped for time, definitely find a sketch. I feel like it'll maybe speed up your process a little bit. So I decided to cut the film strip because some of it was going to be covered up by the tag there. And then I decided to add what I had cut off up to the top left cluster as just an extra layering piece. And then on the bottom here, it was going to bother me. I'm probably alone in this, but you know, it is what it is. But for, I guess, the edge of the tag to show through my title. So I decided I had this border strip here left from the border paper of the snowflakes, and I decided to use that. I did dovetail one of the ends. Instead of tucking it under the paper, I just left it kind of over the top. But that, I just felt like it would be a good base for this title here. And then it helped cover up the end of the tag. I don't know. I don't like the ends of things to show. I know that's crazy. I don't know. It's hard for me, I guess. It's hard for me to leave it that way. So I did bring in another one of the splatter clear stickers down on the bottom there. Popped the penguin up on foam tape, and then I am going to end up committing to the cluster at the top as well. For the film strip on the right, I did use my tape, which works okay. On the top though, I really liked the placement of that, and I didn't want to move it at all. So I did add some liquid glue, which should dry clear, so it should be okay. And then just going to pop up the mittens up on foam tape as well and kind of overlap those on the tab and the top of the picture. There was a lot of space there that didn't necessarily mean anything to the picture, and so it was okay to cover up. I'm going to cut the phrase here to kind of add to the bottom of the title. I guess actually I didn't even think about it as I was creating it, but now thinking about it, the layout, the sketch had like journaling down here, which I didn't do journaling, but I did add an extra phrase under the title, so kind of to play along with that as well. So now that the kind of base of the layout is done, I did want to just add some finishing touches to it. So kind of playing around, I found one lonely snowflake. So playing around with where I could add that. It is the exact size of some epoxy stickers I have. So I am going to add one of those to the snowflake, and it just gives it more depth, I guess, dimension, and a shine to it, and I decided to add that to the bottom of that phrase. I then am going to go into my stash to the Bella Blvd kind of puffy shapes here. I have quite a few colors that match. There's some red in the snowflake paper, but not much, you know, anywhere else, and so I decided to use some of the red hearts and kind of scatter those throughout. The reason there's one at the top of the film strip is because you could see that those splatters were two separate stickers. The sad part about, I guess, using the clear stickers, you can definitely see the edges of them instead of just splattering right on the paper. And so I decided to add a large heart up there just to kind of cover up the ends of both of those stickers there. So I did go through and add just smaller blue hearts around the red ones, and then went into my stash. These are close to my heart, and I found kind of an aqua glitter heart, and I am going to end up adding those to 3 of them. I only found 3 of the aqua, so I decided to use kind of it's off-white, but the white one at the top cluster, and then add one of those glitter enamel dots to the kind of center where the hole's supposed to be in the tag. So that is going to finish off this layout. Definitely follow along with the Cherry on Top sketch challenge. It is great inspiration. I will link this collection down below because I am just absolutely loving it. It's been great inspiration for me as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.